Okay, hi everybody. This is Valerie Van Boeven, and George Novison is also with me. Hi, George.
Hi, Val. Welcome, everyone.
And today, George and I are going to talk to you about becoming the Senior Care Authority, enhance your local visibility, credibility, and establish yourself as an expert author. And the great part about all of this is that, as we have done for many years, this is all done for you. So we're going to talk about what all this means and how to achieve this, and then how to use it in your marketing when you are marketing to whether it's a rehab or a hospital or a potential new client. We're going to talk about all those things. So here we go. Okay, so on our agenda today, we're going to talk about how to become listed as an expert author on sites like SeniorCareStress.com, Home Care Daily, Alzheimer's Care Today, Live-In Care for Seniors, ReduceHospitalReadmissionRates.com, and Help for Aging Veterans, and how to showcase your senior care expertise without lifting a finger in a way that blows the competition out of the water, how to use press releases that are written for you to get more local visibility, and how to use Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to your advantage as the go-to organization for senior care issues in your community. So all of these things are important to all of you. You need more local visibility. I don't know anybody who wouldn't want more local visibility. You need your website to show up better. You need to have stuff about your organization that's positive show up better. So this is a way to do it, and that's why we came up with this program. So what does being the expert authority really mean? And typically it means that you're an accepted source of expert information or advice. A lot of folks, there's different degrees of authority. There are folks who are PhDs in a certain subject matter, and there are folks who are very passionate about things like elder care and senior care issues, who write articles and are out in the community shaking hands and looking people in the eye. Anybody who works in the business of serving seniors are definitely authorities in that area. The trouble is it's hard to, number one, know where to put your articles and information, and I guess number one is having the time to write them, and number two is knowing what to do with them. It's not easy to get listed on an authority site typically. It's hard to get that done. So having the time to write a good, unique article that is not only well written, but is easy to read from the consumer standpoint and enjoyable to read, and that is also published on an authority site, those are two very time-consuming tasks. But in the age of Google and all the algorithm changes and all the things that are going on the Internet, it's really important that you have the ability to do this. And so we've tried to make it extremely easy for you. So how do senior service providers become expert authorities in 2013? Well, the easiest way to do that is to become featured on authority sites with articles that you have written or that someone has ghostwritten for you. Back in 2003, and then again in 2007, and then again in 2009, I wrote 3 books. And that, at the time, was the way to become an authority on a topic. So in 2003, I wrote Aging Answers, and then in 2007, The Senior Solution, and then with the help of many clients across the country, in 2009, we published Priceless Caregiving. So that helped open many, many doors for me. And that is a very expensive adventure, and at the time had to be done all in print. These are the days before the Kindles and the Nooks and all that stuff. So all of this had to be printed, shipped, and it was a lot of hassle and a lot of expense. But it opened many, many doors, and anybody who's ever written a book will probably tell you that, yes, it opens many doors. Well, today, in the age of the Internet, and with technology the way it is today, you don't have to quite go that far to become an expert authority. We have bloggers who are expert authorities. We have people who have never written a book in their life, but because of the content that they contribute to several different websites, they're considered an authority on those subject matters. So there are lots of ways to become an authority, and it doesn't have to be as hard as it used to be. But it's a great way to market yourself. And in 2013 and beyond, being an authority will not only help you close more business, but it will also help open more doors for you. Maybe it's a speaking engagement at a local chamber, or maybe it's a speaking engagement in front of a room full of discharge planners. Whatever the case, the object of the game with becoming an authority who has a presence on authority sites, the object of the game is to make sure that you market yourself that way or your organization that way, you use it to your advantage, and you get results from it. So I want to show you what this looks like. Some of you who are clients of ours know what it looks like to be on an authority site because you've seen your own listings. But many of you have never seen this before. So I want to show you what this looks like. This is one of our authority sites called Senior Care Stress. And when you are an expert author on senior care stress, now this website's all about caregiver stress, caregiving tips, family caregivers, long-distance caregiving, and all kinds of different stuff. So when you are an expert author here, you have 3 different pages that I'm going to show you. This page you're looking at right now is an article. And if we start up in the top left-hand side of this of the picture you see there, the first red arrow on the left, top left, points to A Moment's Notice Home Care. And you'll notice that not only is the name of their company there, but their address, all of their contact information, and in the light blue on the left-hand side there, it says A Moment's Notice Home Care. That's a link directly to their website. So not only is this person being put out there as an expert author, but we're also giving them some really good backlinks to their own website. You can see their number is prominent right there. You can see their service areas listed on the left-hand side at the bottom. And then if we go to the middle of the page, the arrow that's in the middle, in the dark blue, expert author David Kellogg, owner, A Moment's Notice Home Care, Jupiter, Florida. And then if you go to if you click on that, you click on those words, you'll be taken to David's expert author page. I'll show you that in just a second. On the right-hand side of the page, you see the logo, A Moment's Notice Home Care, and you can see their information there. Underneath the logo, you see articles we have written, and you can see one article there, and that's, of course, the one we're looking at right now. Now, did David Kellogg really write this article? Well, no, he didn't really write this article, but he approves of this article, and he is now an expert author on this website. So there are all kinds of advantages of being here, and I'm going to show you what that looks like when you do a Google search toward the middle or end of this presentation. And also, by the way, as far as housekeeping goes, I did not mention this, but if you have questions, we are going to leave plenty of time at the end for Q&A. There in your little dashboard that you have on your screen, there is a place where you can type in questions. As I'm going through the presentation, and if you have a question, you're welcome to type it in. We won't start taking questions till the end, but we will go through all of them, and we will answer all your questions. Okay, so if you were to click on that blue link that said Expert Author David Kellogg, you would be taken to his Expert Author page. And you can see that, again, we have all the information on this page. And this is a screenshot, so you can't see the bottom half of the page, but all of the information on this page is about A Moment's Notice Home Care and David Kellogg and his staff, and there is no competition listed on this page. So this is actually the second page on this site that's dedicated to A Moment's Notice Home Care. It's not a business listing. It is entire articles and profiles that are dedicated to one organization and search engine optimized for one organization. So that, and again, there are 2 links to his website. There is the articles. There's all kinds of good stuff here. So there's never a shortage of ways to contact A Moment's Notice Home Care if you should need them. And this is the third page on Senior Care Stress that it's all about A Moment's Notice Home Care. This is actually their business profile page. So it's not their article. It's not their expert profile. It's their business profile page. So this business profile page, again, is a third page that we have for one expert author. So when we put somebody on our site as an expert author, we don't just give them a little blip and a bio mixed in with a bunch of other people and that's it. What we do is, because we know it works, we give them 3 full pages dedicated to them with no competition listed and no interference from ads or anything like that. This is all about A Moment's Notice Home Care. So these pages show up nicely in Jupiter, Florida, Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, etc. And that's what we want to have happen. We want people to see online that David and his organization are experts in caregiver stress. Now, it's not just this site, but there are 5 of these sites that are like this that we want people to be listed on. So that is what an expert author should have, not a blip, not a blurb, not one link, but full pages dedicated to you, your organization, and your passion for helping seniors and their families. Okay, and at the bottom of every page, this is a different person's page. I just wanted to, just because I can scroll through the pages, but this is the bottom half of the page, just so you can see a screenshot. There is information form at the bottom. So every article, every profile page, and every expert article page has a form at the bottom. Not only is the phone number for David at the top in many places, but also a form, so that if someone wants to fill out a form to contact him, his organization, or in this case, this is actually someone else. This is Comfort Keepers of Flemington. But if they want to contact someone, they can do that by using the form instead of picking up the phone. So here are a list of authority sites that you should be listed on, not just listed, but have profile pages on. Senior Care Stress is the one we just looked at, and that's all about caregiver stress. Help for Aging Veterans, which is about veterans, home care, assisted living for veterans, home care for veterans. It deals with the VA aid and attendance pension benefit. It is designed for agencies who know about that and know that they can help folks who are veterans who meet certain criteria get some help with the cost of private duty in-home care. So that's what that is for. Live-in care for seniors is all about 24-hour home care, live-in care, because what we know is that, especially for home care agencies, this is a good, the margins are better for live-in care. We have a lot of clients who prefer to be, to sell live-in care if they can. So we developed live-in care for seniors to take care of that need, which is that, you want to be known as a company or a person or organization that helps folks find 24-hour care. So live-in care for seniors is awesome. Alzheimer's Care Today. Who doesn't want to be listed there? So almost every organization, every senior service, everybody we work with has probably dealt with a family that has a loved one with Alzheimer's disease. So being listed and having 2 profile pages and an article on Alzheimer's Care Today is really great. All the articles there are geared toward treatment for Alzheimer's, tips, caregiver tips for Alzheimer's, and you name it, Alzheimer's Care Today. And that, again, it could be for multiple different kinds of senior services. And then reducehospitalreadmissionrates.com. This is really helpful for organizations that understand what the Medicare 30-day rule is. And for home health care agencies, assisted living facilities, anybody who deals with the fact that and understands that hospitals are looking for ways to reduce hospital readmission rates, especially for congestive heart failure, acute MI, and for pneumonia. Right now, that list is going to get longer, but for now, those are the 3 big ones. This is a great place to be listed and have all your profiles and your expert articles because and I should tell you the marketing strategies behind all of these in just a minute, but you can use that to your advantage. And then Home Care Daily is another website. Now, we use Home Care Daily as a news site, so we only do press releases on Home Care Daily, but in just a minute you'll find out why that makes sense for all the things that we're talking about here. What about writing articles? Many of you don't have time to write articles, you don't have time to write blog posts, and especially make them unique and ones that are interesting to read and come up with that content all the time. That is crazy, and you all are very busy, and all of you who are business owners out there and marketers wear many hats. So sitting down to write an article at the end of the day for something is just, like beating your head against a brick wall. It's really not something you want to do. But our job and what we do every day, all day long, is we are ear deep in content. So all we do all day long is have our writers, and I said expert authors, but what I mean is our ghostwriters write articles all day long. That is what we spend most of our costs, a lot of our costs go to that. So Our ghostwriters will write one free article for you on each site to get you started. So on all of the sites that we have out there, each organization has a profile page, or 5 profile pages on 5 sites, 5 expert author pages, and 5 articles. So 15 full pages, all search engine optimized for that organization, dedicated to them on our websites. You can contribute as many unique articles as you like. There are no limits. So let's say you are on helpforagingveterans.com and you know that there's something really cool about that you want to talk about for Veterans Day in November of next year or something, or this year, or whatever. If you want to write an article and contribute it on any site at any time, they need to be around 350 to 500 words at least. We do have a few things that we want to kind of abide by. It can't be a paragraph, but you're welcome to contribute as many unique articles as you like. And when I say unique, I truly mean unique. We use a system called Copyscape. And what we do is we take any content that comes our way from our writers, our ghostwriters, or anyone else, and we run them through Copyscape before we release them to be published on a site. Because one of Google's biggest issues is that they want to get rid of duplicate content. It's not so much they want to get rid of it, it's just that they won't index it. If there is duplicate content out there, they're only going to list one source for that content. They just don't want to list multiple sources. So if you are, for instance, a franchise owner, and you're with one of the home care franchises, and the franchisor writes these wonderful articles, and they really are good, about home care, and you take that article that they send to you in an email or put on your main corporate website, and you try to put it on your blog and just change a few words about it, that is duplicate content, and it does you absolutely no good. So what we do is we write unique content all the time. So you can contribute as many as you want. Now, if you don't want to contribute because you don't have time, and I completely understand that, you can purchase unique articles for $30 a piece. It's easy, it's fast, and we have it all done for you. But we do give you that first article as part of being on one of our sites. So you don't have to do that first article. We will do all of those. We will do all the first ones for each website for you. But you can always purchase more. Press releases. Now this is a big one because press releases are a great way for you to get local coverage, for you to get more visibility, and all kinds of other things. So our expert authors, our ghostwriters, will write one free press release for you for each website. So for live-in care, for senior care, stress, for help for aging veterans, for reducing hospital readmission rates, all of those, for each one of those, they will write a press release that talks about you being an expert authority on that subject matter and being on the website with links to your website, links to the expert authority site, all that stuff. So you can use the press release to submit to local news outlets. You can do that. You can submit them to radio stations, local news coverage, whatever it is you want, you can have it. You can use the press releases as leave-behinds for referral sources and families. That's a pretty cool thing to do. You can use the press releases on your own website. So if we are not the person who does your website, you can put them in a blog post or use them however you want. We let you do that. And you can email the press release to anyone you like. So you'll have it, of course, in a file format that you can email out to anybody. So we do 5 press releases for you. You can send them out all at once, or you can drip them out over time, whatever your preference is. Here is a look at what happens. Now, this isn't any one person per se, but I guess about 6 days ago, I put out a press release for the website Senior Care Stress. And we have ways of doing that are, we don't pay hundreds of dollars for press release services, but we have ways of doing that on some free sites and some things like that. We do that ourselves. So seniorcarestress.com went out about 6 days ago. And right now, what I want you to see in that circle there, my goofy looking circle and my arrow, if you were to Google that exact name of that press release, there are approximately, give or take a few, 883 results already for that. That's only been 6 days. So that means that this press release has gone out and has been picked up by media outlets all over the country. And it's not a huge. It's not like they're on, they're not on like ABC or NBC.com or something. But they've been picked up. There's lots of good backlinks in there and stuff like that. So press releases work really well. So here's marketing strategy number 1. And this is kind of geared toward the home care agency owner. You're speaking to a local physician about reducing hospital readmission rates for CHF, acute MI, and pneumonia. And you leave behind your usual marketing materials just like everybody else does. But, oh, by the way, here's a press release and a copy of an article that we've written on this topic. Just thought you might want to see, our content and how, what we've written, and this really, so, so no one else is going to do that in your area. No one's going to say, oh, and by the way, we're expert authorities on reducehospitalreadmissionrates.com, and here's our article, and here's our press release. I guarantee you that no one else in your office will be able to present that information to the physician. So you've done yourself a huge service by just leaving behind something that you didn't even have to spend 5 minutes on, but you actually have in your hands. And the physician will appreciate the fact that you're so passionate about that too. Great marketing strategy. Marketing strategy number 2. You're a home care agency owner or assisted living facility owner or somebody that has a senior care business, and you're emailing back and forth with an adult child of an aging parent about your services. Her father has Alzheimer's disease, and she's price shopping, service shopping, you know the drill. You email her the link to your profile on Alzheimer's Care Today and the link to your recent article. She's impressed by your commitment to this type of care, and she chooses your agency. And again, no one else in your area is going to present her with that kind of information. There's no way. It is one of those things where if you can just show that you have that extra edge, that you care just that much, that you've taken the time to write some articles, you have some content out there, that will impress that daughter. The object of the game in marketing, regardless of whether it's online or in person or via email or on the phone, is you have to give people a reason to know that they would be absolutely crazy to do business with anybody else but you. If you want to get away from that price shopping, you have to let them know that the services you offer and the expertise that you offer that go along with those services are far and above anyone else in your area. So having something like this that you can quickly just spit out there and say, hey, by the way, thought you might enjoy these couple of articles we've written, and here's a link to our profile. We really do take a lot of, we're very passionate about, caring for Alzheimer's patients. She will be very impressed by that. Okay, marketing strategy number 3, this is for everybody. Your articles and pages automatically feed to your Facebook business page, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So whenever we post an article or a profile page, what we do, try to do for everybody, is make sure that all these articles, pages, profiles, all of this stuff goes to your Facebook business page, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you do not have a Facebook business page, we can help you with that. If you do not have a Twitter account, we can help you with that. You should have all 3 of these in this day and age, but if you don't, we certainly will be happy to help. And then all these can go straight to, so every time you either submit content, purchase content, or whatever, and it goes out online, then you will see another one of these articles show up from Alzheimer's Care Today or Senior Care Stress or Live-In Care for Seniors show up on your Facebook business page, Twitter, and on LinkedIn. And that's a very cool way to reach out to folks. This is an example of what it looks like when your article goes out on your Facebook page. So these folks have like 207 likes, and they've been worked very hard on this Facebook business page. And this is one of the articles that they have on Senior Care Stress. So now everybody knows that they click on that, they'll see that Mark Jeffries was the author of It's Tough to Be a Daughter and Caregiver at the Same Time, Let Home Care Ease the Stress. Awesome article, awesome way to get the news out there, and people will click on that and see that he wrote it. So what types of senior services can use these authority sites? Home care agencies, home health care agencies, assisted living facilities, adult daycare facilities, long-term care insurance agents, absolutely, durable medical equipment providers, geriatric care managers, elder law attorneys, senior housing placement specialists, and senior movers. There may be more out there that I'm, not even, I just put that list up off the top of my head, so if you do something else in the senior business that you think would be appropriate for these websites, absolutely you're welcome to join too. There are folks who sell the bathtubs, the walk-in bathtubs, and the different kinds of beds for folks who are at home and all kinds of stuff. So this isn't limited to this list, but this is just a list off the top of my head. The other thing I want to point out to you on this slide is that on the right-hand side, you see a logo that says Read My Expert Articles. I'm a senior care expert author. Everybody who is signed up on our websites can have that logo, and I have another one too that's long instead of round and square. You can have that on your Facebook page. You can have it on your website. We will give it to you, and you can do with it whatever you like. And you can link it to your profiles. So once you are in the system, you can certainly use that anywhere on your websites. This is what the long version looks like. If you look at the bottom of this slide, you can see there's a long version. I kind of blew it up a little bit, so it's a lot smaller than that actually, but it's made to go on a website in some place, kind of small, like in a footer or something. So extra advantages of using the Expert Authority Site system. Every page on the authority site gives you a backlink to your website, and you need lots of these. Google likes relevant backlinks. If anybody has ever tried to convince you to buy 1,000 backlinks to your website to move it up to the first page of Google, I would never do that. In the old days, it worked. The old days being like 2 months ago, it worked. Or no, actually, it's more like a year ago. It worked. You could do that. But you should never buy backlinks that are not relevant, because that's exactly what will happen. Your website will be on hundreds of other websites that have no relevance whatsoever to healthcare. So these websites are all relevant. They're all exactly about the subjects and the keyword phrases that you would normally use to talk to a client, and therefore Google loves it. You need more visibility in your local area for the keyword phrases potential clients use to search for senior care and senior services. And above and beyond all else, you need more closing power. And that means you have something in your hands, in your email, on your website, wherever you go, you have the ability to share with someone what it is that you do and how you are known as an expert in a certain area. Okay, so again, my crazy look in circles here. So what I did was I did some Google searches today to show you, and this was done today, how some of these websites are showing up on the Internet. So I typed in caregiver stress, Flemington, New Jersey. Now, I don't live in Flemington, New Jersey, so if I were sitting in Flemington, New Jersey, I wouldn't have to type in caregiver stress, Flemington, New Jersey, but because I'm in St. Charles, Missouri, I did. So caregiver stress, Flemington, New Jersey. There are about 2,000 results available, and you can see that Senior Care Stress, Comfort Keepers of Flemington, is on the first page of Google. They have actually three listings there. 2 of them are websites that we help them with, but the one that I circled is Senior Care Stress. That's the authority site that I just showed you, and that's the one that they're listed on, and it shows that they are authorities in caregiver stress. This is the website reducehospitalreadmissionrates.com. Now, what I typed in was Reduce Hospital Readmission Rates, New Jersey. And when I did that, this is the result. This is on the first page. It's at the bottom, but this is for the entire state of New Jersey. It says Liberty Healthcare Services provides home health care that reduces hospital readmission rates for hospitals throughout New Jersey. Liberty Healthcare Services could not get better coverage than that. This is the entire state of New Jersey. They are listed right there on the first page of Google for reducing hospital readmission rates. That is totally awesome, and that's where you need to be too. Okay, this one I typed in live-in care for seniors, Flemington, New Jersey. And so if that's something that's really good for you, there were 3,930,000 results. And this is the first page of Google, and it's the 4th one down in the organic searches. It's live-in care for seniors for Flemington. If you are in a big city like Chicago proper or Miami or somewhere like that, it will take you longer to get to the first page. But The object of the game here is just to give you more visibility. This is Bakersfield, California, and what I typed in is in the red there, kind of at the top. I couldn't screenshot the whole page because it would be too small. So I typed in Home Care for Veterans, Bakersfield, California. Almost every single page on this site is for Ally Senior Care in Bakersfield, California. They are listed on Help for Aging Veterans. They have 4 or 5 articles on there that they've contributed, and they have a couple testimonial things. And because of that, every spot except the top spot, which you will notice is the Veterans Administration of Los Angeles, is the only thing that's beating them out right now for Home Care for Veterans, Bakersfield, California. So if there's any better proof that this gives you more visibility, any one of these sites can be helpful to you. And this one in particular, there is no doubt that Ally Senior Care of Bakersfield assists veterans. So that's a really good place to be for them. Okay, so I've given you all the information that talks about why being an authority is important, why getting yourself listed on authority sites is important, and why having profile pages, not just listings, is so important. Full pages without your competition listed on them is incredibly important for you because you do not want the interference of 10 different companies listed on the same page. You need a profile page. So when people sign up for our program, they immediately get 15 pages spread across 5 websites that are dedicated to them. So that's what we want to convey to you, is that this is big, it's important, and it will absolutely give you the credibility you deserve because you all are so passionate about this. Okay, so when you sign up for all 5 authority sites, you are listed on all 5. You get 3 profile pages and 1 article on each site, 2 profile pages, I'm sorry, and 1 article on each site done for you. That's a total of 15 pages, search engine optimized for your local area. You get 5 press releases that you can use anywhere. All your content is shared on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And yes, we will help you with a Facebook business page if you don't know how to do that or what that is, or you don't know even where yours is. You get backlinks to your own website, and no competition is ever advertised on your pages. So everybody's going to wants to know, well, what's she going to say now? Well, the cost for this is less than $100 per site to set it up. So the setup fee is $495. And it's $89 a month for as long as you want to be in the program. You do not have to stay in the program. If you don't want to be in it after 6 months, we will take down all of your links. We'll take down all of the information about you, and you're out of the program. There's no long-term commitment. You can, cancel really at any time. If you want to, we've set it up so that you can do the setup fee in 2 payments, 30 days apart, because I know sometimes cash is tight. So you can do $250 up front, and then in 30 days you can do $250 and then $89 a month. If you want to sign up, you go to the website you see listed there. I know it's weird, but it's a shortened URL. So it's tinyurl.com/authority site, tinyurl.com/authority site, and you can sign up. At the bottom of that page is the sign up. We will give you the icons and the badges that you can use on your website, the links to each and every article, each and every profile page. All of that will come to you in an email so you can know exactly where you're listed, exactly what your articles are about, where you are, and you can share that with your web designer. You can do whatever you like with those things. tinyurl.com/authority site. Okay, now George wanted me to talk to you too about something else. Some of you that are on this call are part of our SeniorServiceReviews.com program that we launched a couple weeks ago. And if you are part of that program and you want to also sign up for the Authority Site program, we will give you a special package price for that. If you want this special package price, you need to contact George and let him know. So if you want to be on SeniorServiceReviews.com, which is our reputation management system, and you want to be on the authority sites, the usual price for all of that would be like $892 and $228 a month, but he has discounted it to a $595 setup fee and $195 a month. So that's a very good deal for both programs. If you email George, he will take care of you and make sure you have all the right information. the right link to go to, and all that stuff. So instead of a payment option for this, you just need to email George directly and tell him you want both programs, the authority sites and the senior service reviews, and he will help you with that. So email George at ltcep.com for that cool deal. Okay, so there's the URL if you just want to sign up for the authority sites. It's tinyurl.com/authority site. And if you need to speak with one of us, I've put both of our email addresses and our phone number, 888-404-1513. You can call us. So I'm going to take questions now. There are probably some questions out there. There may be some already written in. So I am going to take questions. If you have them about anything that I talked about, please email me, or please type the question in now, and I will answer them. Let's see if we can get this pulled up here. Let's see. What is the difference between 5 expert pages and 5 articles? That's from Cameron. What happens is we put up 2 profile pages. One is a profile about your business. One is a profile about you as an author. And the article is an article about some aspect of senior care. So if it's on the Alzheimer's site, it's an article about Alzheimer's care. If it's, now all the same things show up, like your information about your company, where you are, your phone number, on all of those pages, on the sidebars. But each of those pages has different content. So you get a page about your business, a full page about you as the author, or whoever you want to designate in your office as the expert, and you get the article, which lists you as the expert author. So that, I hope I answered your questions. I'm not sure. Can you share or resubmit your expert profile if it's already been posted? How often is okay to do this? Can you share or resubmit your expert profile if it's already been posted? How often is okay to do this? Joy, you can ask. You can put. If you want a different, like about us is what I think you're asking. Yes, you can email us through support, and we'll change your expert profile to whatever you want. You write it up, we'll post it for you. How do we receive our press releases? They probably have already been posted on your blog somewhere, some of them, but we will send you your press releases. Will you send us the slideshow? No, we don't send out slideshows. This is our proprietary information, but what I will do is send you the replay of this video. Are the articles that you write unique to me as an author, or is it shared with other expert authors for their use? Jan, everything is unique. We don't want to get burned for writing an article and then sharing it with you and then posting on the, we can't post duplicate content, especially not on our own website. So anything that we write is unique to you, and that's easy for us to do. So how are unique articles submitted by us, and what is involved? We have a form that you fill out, Donna, and that form, just all you have to do is copy and paste your article into the form. It comes to us, we edit and post it appropriately, and that's how we do that. So we have a place that you can go. You can submit an article. You can tell us which site you want it to go on. If you don't like that method, then you can just write it up in a Word document and email it to us through support. Tell us what website you want it to go on, which we can probably guess anyway, and then we'll go ahead and post it for you. So we try to make it as easy as possible. We have a page that you can submit to, one link that you can go to submit, or you can submit it to us in a Word document through support. As easy as we can make it, we do. We are part of a franchise, and they provide articles to us each month to use in our business. Can we submit these, or would they not be considered unique? They would absolutely not be considered unique. That's why we have everything custom written, because for franchise owners, that's a usual kind of typical problem that people, you have access to all this great content, and that's wonderful, but reposting it on your own website is damaging. Reposting it on ours is damaging to ours, so we don't post anything that is duplicative of something else. And we can usually tell. If it comes from a franchise, it is usually on 40 different websites or 100 different websites and one big giant one somewhere in the universe. So we use Copyscape. and we run that article through Copyscape, and it'll tell us, yeah, there's a 90% match on, XYZ, and then we know we can't use it. So we definitely want to do unique stuff. And that's why we offer to help by having them written. We always write the first one for you as part of the package, but we are happy to have them written for you if you want to pay for the $30. Do you have some examples of companies that have had success using this program and how quickly it grew their business? Well, Bev, I think this is part of an overall growth strategy. It wouldn't be a growth strategy. But if we, one of the examples I showed you, Ally Senior Care, they are in California, Bakersfield, fairly new home care agency, doing extremely well, owned and operated by Mike McWilliams. He's written us several testimonials over the last few months. They're new to us, but we have them on all of our authority sites. He's also involved in the Senior Service Review site and has tons of testimonials up there. And when you put all of that stuff together, the authority sites in and of themselves have given him a huge amount of visibility. So it by itself isn't a single growth strategy, but if you use the marketing tips and the marketing materials that we send to you in the form of press releases and the badges and all that stuff, it can really make a difference in whether or not someone chooses your agency versus someone else's. If they're looking for Alzheimer's care or live-in care or looking to reduce hospital readmission rates. It's really a way to show the world that you are an expert in your area. So it's an overall strategy, not a one-time thing that we can say, oh yeah, absolutely, this grew their business 10%. I can't say that. Plus, it's pretty new. Would I have editorial control over articles written for me? Typically, we just have them written for the website. We have them uniquely written, and then we put your name on them and put them up there. But if you specifically want to read it before it goes live, we can do that. We don't give you a huge amount of editorial leeway because we are also in a time crunch. So we want to have the article. So for instance, if you said, I want to buy an article for Alzheimer's care today, Jan, we would have the article written and then send it to you so you could read it before it goes live. We're happy to do that. We have to pay our ghostwriters to write, and we have to move through content pretty quick. So we're happy to let you take the time to look at it after it's written, if that helps. Do you have metrics of numbers of hits each of the main websites gets in my area? In your area, no. That is not a metric that we supply, but I can tell you overall, these websites get somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 hits a month. They're fairly new websites, so for a new website, that's excellent news. Help for Aging Veterans is probably the oldest of the 5, and it gets closer to 2,000 hits a month. Leads come in more for the main organization that's the sponsor, but certainly I see every single day people filling out forms across the country for different organizations. But I want you to remember something, Jan. This is not necessarily, this isn't being marketed as a lead generation program in and of itself. This is being marketed as a visibility program and an expert author status program, which is extremely important in all your marketing, offline and online. So it's all about, not so much about how many times people pick up the phone or make the call. It is really about you being able to say to a lead that comes from anywhere, whether it's a referral or it's from Elder Care Link or it's from the guy down the street, whatever the case is, for you to be able to say, here's what we do, here's why we're passionate about it, and here's what we've done to prove that. And that gives you the extra edge over your competition. Do you have experience writing articles about remote monitoring technology, not the personal emergency response system? Gary, we don't have that experience, but our ghostwriters can write about anything if we are given the right direction. So with a few examples, a couple of websites, we can absolutely have articles written for any topic under the sun. Our ghostwriters are very good at that. So it doesn't matter how many times we've written about it. As long as we know what you're looking for, we can have it written. How might this work for an independent living community? That's a great question, Linda. If you have folks in your independent living community who are, meet any of the criteria, especially Help for Aging Veterans, some of them probably, if they're independent, they can't have live-in care, but there are all kinds of articles that can be written about caregiver stress and about any of the ones that we put up there. If it's something specific that you want to have written, you can let us know about that, or if you want to write something yourself. As long as it fits with the genre of the website, we're happy to have you there. So anytime that you have a question about how that might fit in, we can look at your website, find out about the things that you guys find important, and see what might make a good fit. I'm sorry I missed what you said about the pricing. If I'm already participating in one of the main websites, can you please repeat that? Yes. What you want to do is, and by the way, we're down to our last question, so if anybody else has questions about how all this works, please go ahead and from current slide. Please go ahead and go ahead and type them in. I'm going to go back down to the pricing here for a second. Beep. Okay, so Jan, if you're already in our Reputation Pro program, which was, and you may have gotten in at a different pricing level, if you're already part of that and you want to be in the authority program, then you need to talk to George, because he'll give you a special deal that's much cheaper than just buying them each separately. So you need to talk to George for the deal, and he will help you with the pricing. So George at ltcep.com, he will look up what you've already paid for. He'll put them together and give you a package price. So I hope that helps. Let's see here. Okay, anybody else have any questions about the program, how it works, how to see yourself online? Everything we do is emailed directly to you. So if you have any doubts about where you're listed or where you're showing up, you will have all the links and all the press releases to your stuff. So having said that, if there are no more questions, we're going to call it a day. I don't think I see any. George, did I miss anything in all of this?
No, it was very good. I just want to let people know, if they're in any existing program, we'll make sure that that anything they've already paid for gets contributed towards the price of a combined program. So if you're on one site or you're in the reviews program, we'll make sure we give you credit towards what you've already paid to grow you if you want to be on the 5 sites or if you want to be in both programs together. That's the way it'll work.
Great. Absolutely. Okay, so go to tinyurl.com/authority site, and you will see the payment options at the bottom. You can divide it into 2 payments. This is for folks who are not already in one of our other programs. But you can go there and you can sign up, and we'll be happy to get you on all of our authority sites right away. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. And if you have any questions, just send us an email or give us a call at 888-404-1513. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.